What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. Today we've got ValassiRaptors on the Radiant side representing Valassis, and on the side of Dire we've got Google Team A representing Google. So not sure if they have a nickname for the team yet. We'll just call them Team A from now on, at least for the time being, until I'm notified otherwise. This is also from a few weeks ago, so that's probably where the team names and the banners aren't updated. I know ValassiRaptor has one of those like philosophy raptor meme type things as their logo. And this is also being played on 7.21c, so patch from a few weeks ago. I believe this is like 2 days before the patch, the 7.21d launched. So it may impact the drafting a little bit, but probably not too much. A bunch of heroes got nerfed, but they're still pretty good. Like Viper got nerfed, Pengli got nerfed, and they're still pretty good heroes. So pretty reasonable to see bans from them even in the new patch, but even this patch very more so. Interesting bans coming out from the side of Valassis, Invoker and Tinker being banned in the first phase. Not normally heroes you see in this first phase. They have a lot of counters, so not that common to pick them early on in the draft. You might as well use that ban on a different hero who will get picked early on. Underlord coming out for Valassis early on, and Lifestealer as a first pick for Valassis, and a very quick second follow-up pick for the side of Google. So putting a lot of pressure on the captain of ValassiRaptors to respond to these two heroes quickly. Yeah, this Invoker and Tinker ban a little bit wasted. Razor coming out for the side of Valassis, so picking two cores in the first phase. Not always a terrible idea, but now they've kind of played their hand a little bit. The Underlord is definitely gonna go as the offlaner, or like the position 3. Razor is a flex pick, can be actually played in all 3 lanes, but obviously the Underlord's gonna take that position 3 role, so we're gonna see him as either the safe lane or the mid. Oh, sorry, position 1 or position 2. To be more precise. The Razor in response to Lifestealer, so a pretty nice counter to the Lifestealer, but they can always dodge this thing. The Lifestealer wants to go against the Underlord, and the Razor wants to go against the Lifestealer. So very important from both teams early on to get to scout out where their opponents are gonna go, because if you end up in the wrong lanes and you TP out to the other lane to try and dodge the matchup, then the enemy team can follow you with their own TPs. So very important this first minute is going to be to see where the Razor is going to go. We see Sniper banned out by the team of side of ValassiRaptors. So Sniper does pretty well against Underlord and Razor. Razor, if he can manage to get up close to the Sniper, can take him out, but it's pretty hard. Sniper can just stay back really far and just pew his way into victory. So a nice ban coming out. Timbersaw as well can really put on the hurt against Underlord and lane. Strength hero with the Welling Death, reducing the strength of Underlord, making him pretty squishy. Ursa ban and Terrorblade coming out from the side of Google, so a little bit of an odd bans there, maybe thinking that this Razor is gonna go mid. At least they're pretty convinced so. And the Phoenix is gonna come out from Google. Phoenix is not that common a hero anymore. It just seems like there's a lot more sources of attack speed these days, but against the Underlord and Razor, already a great pick. And these two are gonna be cores. Very uncommon to see either of these two heroes played as support, and the Vengeful Spirit's not gonna help much deal with the Phoenix very much either. So I feel like ValassiRaptors, they're in a little bit of trouble against this Phoenix so far. They're gonna have to go for a mid with some sort of attack speed steroid to help deal with this Phoenix. So we used to see Mirana a lot on the side against the Phoenix, and the Storm Spirit comes out as well. Realizing that there's not much lockdown, there's just the Pit of Malice, the Magic Missile, and now the Sinister Gaze. But again, Lich doesn't deal with this Phoenix at all, so the Phoenix is not going to have very much trouble getting off good eggs this game. So I feel like ValassiRaptors kind of backed themselves in the corner already. They're kind of screwed against this Phoenix. And also with the Storm Spirit, it's pretty hard to catch him. The Pit of Malice is nice. The Magic Missile can just get dodged by the Zip. And Sinister Gaze is okay, but obviously you have to channel it yourself, so put yourself in a bit of danger to get it. It is 4 seconds, I believe. Can't remember how long Sinister Gaze lasts for, but the Storm's also gonna have a great time, and so is the Lifestealer. There's not much to stop this Lifestealer. Sure, there's the Razor, but with this Lifestealer Storm Spirit Bomb, they can deal so much damage early on. Maybe just instantly kill the Razor at the start of the fight, and there's not going to be much to stop them. Underlord's not going to be able to do anything about the Lifestealer, and neither are these two supports. A Jug coming out from the Google, so understanding that they need a bit more damage, because this Razor, he does do damage once he's stolen it, but at the start of the fight doesn't do very much. And so Juggernaut can just be that explosive hero with the Omni Slash.
10 seconds.
You see Enigma banned out by the side of ValassiRaptors, so thinking that Google will double down on the team fight a little bit, and I think that's a good idea. There's still a bunch of good team fight heroes in the pool though. There's always Tide Hunter, and also they've got the Vengeful Spirit to counter the Enigma completely, so again a little bit of a wasted ban. I'm not really liking how, like, the Tinker, the Skywrath, Venomancer, the Invoker and the Enigma are kind of wasted bans, and a Venomancer as the last pick for the side of ValassiRaptors. Venomancer can go, he's another flex hero, like Razor can go into any lane. We often see him in the mid lane, but I feel like maybe Razor does do better against Storm Spirit than Venomancer does, but Razor also wants to go up against the Lifestealer to make sure that Lifestealer has a rough time at the start of the game. But again, Venomancer, another hero that doesn't hit the Phoenix Egg very well. So this Phoenix is going to be very uncontested this game. I'm not really sure how they're going to be able to take her out. Gonna see what kind of offlaner that this side of Google wants to go for. Again, I think a big teamfight ultimate to pair with the Phoenix would be pretty nice. And Tide Hunter, it would be a perfect hero for this. And if you go for the Tide Hunter, makes a lot of sense. It can do okay against the Razor with the Anchor Smash, because it does flat damage, so Razor won't be able to steal his damage away. Oh, like even if Razor steals the Tide Hunter's damage away, he can still last hit with the Anchor Smash is what I'm trying to get at. So pretty rough draft from the side of ValassiRaptors. They're gonna have a lot of trouble this game. I feel like this is definitely like one of those 90 to 10 games for the side of Google. There's nothing on the side of ValassiRaptors to deal with the Storm, the Phoenix, or the Lifestealer. Like, yes, there's a Razor, but like I said, Razor can just get burst down by this Storm Spirit Bomb, and the save from the Vengeful Spirit, she's got to be pretty quick on her fingers to save them. So, I'm liking the draft from Google a lot more this game. I feel like they're just gonna be able to snowball pretty hard and take the game, but we'll see how the laning phase goes. Perhaps going to be Venom mid against the Storm Spirit. We'll see what the matchup is going to be. And let's hop into the game. So switch to free camera. So on the side of ValassiRaptors, we've got Dals on the Lich,
another beautiful
New Relic on the Vengeful Spirit, Korra on the Razor, Old Drippy on the Venomancer, Cahill on the Underlord. So on the side of Google, we've got Wolfen on the Tide Hunter, Noob on the Storm Spirit, this Chinese name that I can't read on the Lifestealer, Zoe on the Phoenix, and Yoshik MF on the Shadow Shaman. So a lot of very difficult names to read on the side of Google. Hopefully they'll comment on the video and let me know how I should be pronouncing their names, otherwise I'll just continue butchering them the whole time. I love what this Storm Spirit is doing. He's trying to stand in this section, and if the tower hits him, then he knows there's going to be a ward in mid, but not getting hit by the tower, so he knows that there's no observer ward in mid. Drops the Null Talisman for some bad mana. And not much scouting going out already, but the Shadow Shaman should have seen the Underlord at top. And the Lifestealer is here as well, so this is exactly the lanes that they want. They want the Lifestealer against the Underlord, and the Tidehunter against the Razor. Tidehunter is going to do okay against the Razor, won't get punished too hard. So already a great start to the side of Google. ValassiRaptors not doing their duty and scouting the enemy cores properly. Of course, Lifestealer was waiting all the way over here, so it's pretty rough. They try and go for the top bounty rune on the other side from Google, but crossing the river a little bit too late, and just that Frost Shield also pushing them off. The level 1 Firestorm as well. But probably going to be a little bit of a passive game. Storm Spirit with a great block actually. Actually, maybe not working out in his favor after all. His tower is pushing the creeps, killing the enemy creeps really early, so his lane will push in under Venomancer's tower and hopefully equalize. He does have level 2 already, a full level advantage for the Storm Spirit, but isn't really the type of hero to capitalize on a level 1 advantage. There's a few heroes that do really well, like Queen of Pain is great at this like level 1 thing, and like there's heroes with 2 nukes. Obviously Storm Spirit doesn't have a nuke, but he's got the Overload and Storm Static Remnant combo now. And not much kill potential up here. There's going to be a long time before they can kill the Underlord. The Lich is probably going to be the one to go down in this lane. In bot, I'm not really seeing much kill potential down here either, unless like the Tidehunter lets his damage get completely drained and gets stunned afterwards. So maybe this mid lane, we're gonna see Venomancer. He can probably do okay against the Storm Spirit. Just get those points in Poison Sting early on. Just harass this Storm Spirit, because it's gonna be really hard to use these like salves. Obviously, Poison Sting I don't believe cancels healing items, so maybe not the best. But he can always put a point in Gale for that long range cancel on the salves and the bottle. Last hits and denies. Storm Spirit owning the Venomancer pretty hard. This is a bit of a symptom of Venomancer not getting that block early on. Had to just completely miss the first wave, which would be the main difference. But already 11-5 on the Storm Spirit against the 5-0 of the Venomancer. And Razor actually getting trounced pretty hard by the Tidehunter. He's only got 2 last hits. The Tidehunter's 8, so this Tidehunter has been pretty uncontested in this lane, oddly enough. I feel like this Razor could be a little bit more aggressive, though the Fire Spirits make it really hard for the Razor. Nice 2-man Fire Spirits from the Phoenix and a 2-man Anchor Smash, so a lot of damage coming out. Yeah, this Fire Spirits really deters the Razor from stealing damage. Even if he steals all the damage, he'll be able to do like 1 attack and that's it. So, pretty rough time for the Razor already. Storm manages to bottle up an Invis rune, so we'll see what he can make happen with this. Going on the Venomancer. Venomancer with the 2 points in Poison Sting. I think this is probably the ideal build for mid. Just that Poison Sting does so much damage if you max it out. 30 times 15 at level 4, and he gets a point blank Static Remnant. Early point in the Electric Vortex as well, so it's pretty huge. He wouldn't have gotten that kill otherwise. We've been seeing this a little bit more recently since they changed Electric Vortex to no longer slow Storm. So now you don't feel penalized for going for it anymore, and it manages to secure him first blood. So a nice pickup from Storm. And already 2k gold ahead for the side of Google. And it's pretty early on as well, and it wasn't like their runes were not balanced. Nice D ward from the Shadow Shaman. Is he gonna get away? He looks like he'll be fine. Nothing too big. The Frost Shield a little bit wasted there, unfortunately. There's an Arcane Rune at bot, but no one spots it out. There's no ward yet. But both heroes have scattered this top rune out with they were paying attention, they would notice that the rune wasn't there. And Storm, a full level ahead of the Venomancer. The Venomancer is almost level 5. So we might see that third point in Poison Nova. Razor will go down under the tower, but the Tidehunter is getting pretty low. We'll get Wave of Terror and taken out by the tower. So nice Wave of Terror to boost the tower's damage. Will secure the kill, but unfortunately this 134 gold is a bit of a scam. It actually gets split both ways. So it's not 134 gold each, it's 134 gold split for each of these people. Bit deceptive. Storm, he's one creep away from level 6, has an arcane rune now. We'll see if he makes the move onto the Venomancer. He zips forward aggressively and he will get the kill with the electric vortex. Another overload, Revenant comes out, another ball lightning, and he'll just be able to get the solo kill onto the Venomancer. So he has 2 solo kills on the Venomancer, really far ahead of the Venom now. More than a level ahead on the Storm Spirit, so pretty good stuff. It's also going to be 3 banner runes going the way of Team Google, so already off to a fantastic start. 3k gold ahead now. Phoenix gets another 2-man Fire Spirit, so that was pretty sweet. Bench getting pretty low, she's out of regen. Actually pews up boots, buys some boots in 1, which probably should have spent that money on regen, to be honest, as they're struggling a lot in this lane. Razor still only 4 last hits and it's 5 minutes into the game. Underlord gonna feel the pressure from this Lifestealer soon. More points, 3 points in Feast now, so every hit hurts against the Underlord. The Shackles comes out, the Rage to completely ignore the Frost Shield, and they're gonna get this Underlord eventually. It's gonna take him some time. Shadow Shaman's completely out of mana, so we'll see. Maybe the Underlord will actually get away. Not expecting that at all. Underlord walks on top of the Sentry Ward, so they still know he's in the area. This ring around the Rosie, and the Ether Shock will finish him off eventually. So nice kill, pick up the Shadow Shaman, and double damage on the Storm Spirit will help him kill the Venomancer again. So Veno in a lot of trouble, isn't able to stay in this lane anymore because the Storm Spirit he's actually going for a Midas, which is a little bit odd. Very rarely see Midas on the Storm. The levels are nice because the level 2 zip is way better than level 1 zip, but not that you don't have the mana to use it if you don't have any mana items. And the Tidehunter will go down to this to the Razor, dealing a lot of damage. Bench getting really low as well. Lifestealer with a completed Midas already. Gonna go back for the phase boost before going for the Radiance, I would assume. We're not gonna see anything too odd from here. 4k gold ahead for the side of Google already, so this laning phase be a complete disaster for the side of ValassiRaptors. They're in a lot of trouble. This Racer still doesn't have boots yet. He's so far behind. I don't know if he's even gonna be useful for like any part of this game. The Venomancer can just get taken out the moment that Storm Spirit sees him. He does have the Poison Nova now, so may be able to get the revenge kill, but he will most certainly die first against the Storm Spirit. You're gonna see if he can get a kill from the grave with the Poison Nova. 2 points in the Gale as well. Bot lane, the Razor goes down. He just goes run out. The Gush will slow him down. The Icarus Dive as well. 2 points in the Icarus Dive, a little bit uncommon. We normally see that level 4 point get put in the Sunray. Level 1 Sunray did get nerfed a little bit a couple patches ago, so not as crazy as it used to be, but still a pretty good spell. I actually don't think the Icarus Dive scales very well, so I don't really like seeing Phoenixes put more points in the dive, but if it's a kill then that kill, probably worth it. Top lane. Not much going on still, just a bit of a farm fest. Storm was looking for a kill. He's got a regen rune now, so gonna look to make some big plays, I would assume. It's gonna be hard to get the regen rune off against the Veno though. If he Poison Novas, the regen rune will just dispel, and also won't be able to turn on the regen rune for a while. It's 18 seconds at level 1. Long range zip in will get a few hits on the Venomancer, but the Poison Nova comes out, the Storm's out of mana, so he has to back out. But after the Poison Nova runs out, Phoenix dies very aggressively, gets level 6, and then gets the Supernova kill on the Venomancer solo. So good stuff from the Phoenix. Already a great start for him. 7k gold, kills the mid laner by himself, gets all that juicy experience. He's almost level 7. And the regen rune finally popped by the Storm Spirit because the Venomancer Poison Nova ran out. He's just gonna use this to farm. So this is pretty cool, I think. Just spamming the shit out of your skills during the during the regen rune. Lich will go down to the Life Stealer. So pretty sad death, just got shackled. Not much you can do about it. Phoenix is up here now, so is the Venomancer. Venomancer is struggling a lot. He needed to get a really good start, which the side of ValassiRaptors had to get a great start to even be in this game, because they got outdrafted pretty hard. 4 bounty runes going the way of Team Google. The shackles onto the Underlord will take him out.
A dominant performance.
Phoenix will get that kill with the Fire Spirit. Another Fire Spirit onto the Venomancer. Not much he can do. He doesn't have Poison Nova, so he really shouldn't be fighting right now. He should look to just try and catch up a little bit. Maybe get some value items. Maybe we'll see a Veil come out. There's the Chain Frost and the Poison Nova is pretty good magic damage, but again, the Life Stealer can just Rage or Infest. The double swap from the Venge coming out onto the Shadow Shaman, so a little bit odd of a play coming out of the Vengeful Spirit there. Will pay with it with her life. The nice Icarus dive forward. The Lich gonna get pretty low. He's might tick out to the urn, but we'll see the Venomancer gonna go down to the to Google. It's gonna get surrounded and taken out, but we'll take the Shadow Shaman out with him after he dies. Unfortunately, doesn't get the experience for that, and it's just a support Shadow Shaman, so not really worth it for him at all. Double damage again on the Storm. He's completely out of mana there. Also going for a Boots of Travel. He has his Kaya finished, but gonna go for the Boots of Travel as well. Melini would be pretty proud of this. We don't see this build too often on the Storm Spirit, but he's feeling like he's so far ahead, he can get away with whatever he wants. And the important thing is he can show up to every fight with full mana now. You can use the TP scroll to go back to the fountain, heal up, and then use the Boots of Travel to TP into the fight with full mana. So we're going to see this nice global presence come out of the Storm Spirit. Lich gets Icarus dive, gonna go down again, not much he can do. It's a bit of a sad time for this Lich. Already 4 deaths. Magic Missile onto the Phoenix, but is gonna be able to follow up. He has no swap charges left. Storm Spirit so far ahead right now, doubling the net worth of the Venomancer and tripling. Oh yeah, his Underlord. He's poorer than his support Venge, if that's any indication of how horrible he's doing. And Underlord, if he feeds early on, he just becomes kind of useless. It's probably why we don't see this hero anymore. We're back to Venge steals the Arcane Rune away from Storm. So Storm, he's pretty salty about this. Gonna kill the Venge as revenge for stealing the Bounty Rune. Meanwhile, the Tide Hunter and the Shadow Shaman get a kill onto the Razor. They had to blow Ravage for it, but it's okay to use Ravage this early on. The 7 wards come out for the tower. So this early on in the game, you don't expect these big like 5v5 team fights unless like some clowny deathball dota is going on. So using the Ravage to secure a kill, very much worth it. Life Stealer, pretty halfway to his Radiance already, so off to a great start. And yeah, 14k gold ahead, 13 minutes into the game, so we often cite that the 1k GPM per minute lead is like the point where you can't really win anymore, and they're definitely there now. The Razor will get hot low, but Venge swaps the Shadow Shaman in, he's gonna go down, gets Magic Missile. No uphill miss for the Razor, but would have eventually run him down anyway, so it's fine. Storm gets a kill onto the Venomancer again, with the help of the Phoenix this time. That Veil boosting up his damage significantly. And Phoenix, he's got Supernova again. We'll see if he looks to do anything. The Razor and the Venge are going to have a really tough time breaking this egg, especially if he gets the Fire Spirits off. The Life Stealer will get a solo kill on the Lich.
Dire's middle tower.
Not really sure how that happened. Okay, the Fire Spirits onto the Razor. Storm is coming in now. It's gonna clean up. Takes out the Razor. The Supernova comes out pretty deep though, but the Venge will go down. Another kill for the Storm Spirit. Already on a monster kill streak, so doing really, really well. The Egg will go off. But only stun the Underlord, I think. But they'll be able to get out. Phoenix is looking for more though. Lifesteal gets another kill on the Lich on the side, and Storm gets a kill on the Venomancer again. So Storm so far ahead now. We'll pick up a haste rune for to fill up his bottle. That'll be pretty nice. Yeah, just showing up to fights with full mana is just, it's really good. Lifestealer with a Sacred Relic already. He's just gonna run at this Underlord. There's not much the Underlord can do. Goes into Rage, Open Wounds, and the Underlord will go down. Wicked Stick on the Lifestealer now. Hex onto the Vengeful Spirit. Gets Ward trapped, but we'll get Sinister Gaze to cancel the shackles. And she'll go down to the Ether Shock. So good stuff from the Shadow Shaman. A little bit of a wasted ward. They're not going to be able to get the tower with it. They still have the T1 tower up, so not going to be able to do anything about that. There's still this bounty rune up here.
Radiant has lost their top tower.
Yeah, this is definitely yikes territory for ValassiRaptors. Storm zips in on top of the Razor and TP's out actually because he's out of mana, but he can always just TP back in. He's got the boosted travel now. Going for a Bloodstone after the Kaya makes a lot of sense. Top lane, the Underlord's gonna try and challenge the Lifestealer a bit, but he's getting pretty low. Activates the Shrine, but he might still go down anyway. Lifestealer hits really hard right now. He got his Radiance delivered. The Ravage comes out onto the Venomancer and the Lich, and the Radiance is now done on the Lifestealer. So a lot of ValassiRaptor in big trouble right now. A lot of just random damage coming out of the side of Team Google. Lich with only 760 HP, Venge with only 980 HP are going to struggle a lot against this Radiance. Even the Underlord only has 1000 HP, so the 60 damage per second from the Radiance is going to do a lot of work, and they want to keep going. It looks like they want to keep going. They don't have Serpent Wards, but should be able to take it out without. They do have Ravage, but they have Supernova, and again, there's no way to take out the Supernova. The Storm, he's just farming, but he can always boost the travel in to join the fight, which is the beauty of it. Supernova will come out and just burns all the heroes down. Already 3 heroes down. The Razor, the Lifestealer chasing the Venomancer will get the kill. Beyond Godlike on the Lifestealer and Beyond Godlike on the Storm Spirit. He just TP's in, zips in to kill the Underlord, and pretty easy kills overall. And he still has half his mana to boot. And now they're gonna go for this Rax. They've got Ravage. They don't have Ravage up anytime soon, but they do have Serpent Wards when the Shadow Shaman's back up, so they can go for mid afterwards if they want to. The creep waves already in their favor, pushing in the T2 tower. They don't take this tower very far. These Raxes very fast though. And the side of ValassiRaptors, they're pretty under-leveled, so they're already back up. We'll see if they want to try and do anything about this, but I'm not really sure. Swap forward onto the Phoenix, gets Magic Missile, but he can just dive out now. The Lifestealer Bomb will zip in, gets the instant kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Storm Spirit gets 2 kills with the Static Remnant onto the Razor and the Veno, and Lich will also go down as a consolation prize. And yeah, double Beyond Godlike, 12, 0, and 3 on the Storm Spirit, 12, 0, and 11 on the Lifestealer. So very easy games for them. Not much on the enemy side to counter them. So yeah, just standard outdraft type of things. And they'll go for the Rax now. They've got the Serpent Wards to make this a bit faster as well, which is something that they struggled a little bit with that last Rax. Just took a really long time. Storm will finish off the Bloodstone. He's gonna go home, heal back up to full, and then TP back in. The Serpent Wards drop for the T3 tower. He's back. It's a little bit shallow, so you want to drop them a bit deeper so they can attack the Rax afterwards. The Plasma Field will come out. Lifestealer just running at the Venge. Venge will go down pretty quickly. The Razor, the Ravage comes out onto 2 heroes, the Razor and the Underlord. The Razor will end up going down. Chain Frost comes out. Nice dip forward onto the Venomancer. Venomancer buys back. The Shadow Shaman will end up going down to the Chain Frost. Yeah, these back two wards aren't attacking the rack, so a little bit of a misplay from the Shadow Shaman there. But they want to protect these wards so they don't get farmed up. They expire anyway. We'll see how Google decide to finish this. Zip forward onto the Venomancer. Venomancer dies back. 60 seconds on the sideline with no buyback. Tip onto the Venomancer comes out, so some bad mana right there. The static link onto the Lifestealer. The Razor getting half-life already. The Phoenix jumps forward with the Supernova, and he'll be able to like burn down all of them. Another triple kill onto the on the Lifestealer. It's so easy from the side of Google. It's like they've got this Supernova, they've got this Ravage, and they can't really, like the side of ValassiRaptor, they can't fight into it at all. They have no team fight other than this like Pit of Malice, which doesn't really help that much. And all their damage is like very spread over time, with the Venomancer, the Razor, and the Underlord both doing like sustained damage. So it's really hard for them to take any fights. Phoenix actually got to go for her own Radiant. You know, Radiances don't stack, but at this point, 39k gold ahead, they can do whatever they want, and not gonna feel any pressure. Gonna see the beginning of the end. Hopefully ValassiRaptor taps out soon, so we don't have to see the fountain dives over and over again. Zip board by the storm. Serpent Ward's dropped down. The Vengeful Spirit, she's gonna go down again. Not much. Tries to swap herself out. Will die to the Lifestealer eventually. Chain Frost comes out onto the Shadow Shaman. Hops into the storm with the Infest to prevent the Chain Frost from continuing bouncing. So nice play from them. Phoenix, she's 8-0 and 18, so pretty close to that Beyond Godlike herself. Oh, actually, I don't know what gender Phoenix is. Dive forward. Fire Spirits come out. She's got another Supernova. Godlike on the Phoenix. The Supernova comes out. There's not much that the Venge can do to stop it, and Sunray the Venge. Giving the Phoenix the Beyond Godlike streak, so good on the Lifestealer for doing so. Zip forward from the Storm Spirit will take out the Razor, and GG is called. So a complete utter domination from the side of Google, just out-drafting ValassiRaptors pretty hard. But even then, I feel like the Venomancer should have done a little bit better against the Storm, but Storm got all the runes at the start of the game. The Invis to get the first blood, the Arcane rune to get a follow-up kill, and then the double damage to get a third kill, and the Venomancer just fell so far behind. And look at these scores, 16-0 and 13 on the Storm, 18-0 and 16 on the Lifesteal, 10-0-20 on the Phoenix. 3 heroes are Beyond Godlike. So a very easy game from the side of Google, and completely stumped ValassiRaptors.